Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. When last we left off, we left at a pretty pivotal moment because it would seem that Gina's testimony is either not 100% reliable or is indicative of a greater, leading to a greater understanding of what actually went down. You also might notice that I have more health now because, like I said, I kind of got fucked myself a little bit on that last cross-examination, so I went back to a previous save and worked my way back to this point because I didn't really feel comfortable going through the whole trial with just like one strike left. So yeah, sorry about that, but you know it is. Now anyway, so we had to choose: how did the victim, thrice-fired Mason, get into the carriage without making a sound? He was in there already. There's another entrance, or he was put there after he died. Now I am leaning towards this because, I mean, it kind of makes sense. And he was in there already. I don't get that. That doesn't really make sense because Gina said she was there first. You know, she got there before he had picked up anyone. So I don't think that's the one. There's another entrance. I mean, I could see that being a possibility, but I don't know. I feel like they would have like foreshadowed it or hinted at that being an option earlier if that really was the case. So he was put there after he died. That's the one that makes the most sense to me. Now, I'm curious. Like, well, okay. I know I said I came back with extra health because I didn't want to go through this whole trial with like 1 HP, but I don't know. I'll go with this. That's the one that makes the most sense to me. Obviously, the victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed.
Objection!
I mean, that's weird, and raises a lot of its own questions, but it kind of makes sense. At least a little bit, you know? Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that obviously in your last sentence? Well said, Mortanzikes. The obviously is troubling me also. No, that's really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been moved into the carriage afterwards. Then answer me this. How could a cadaver have been placed inside a moving carriage? You know, that's a good point. Wait, what? Oh, wait, that was wrong? Dude, normally, like, the health bar, you know, like, if you make an obviously wrong statement, normally it, like, stays there, like the fact it was, like, the hard death slam and stuff, you know, I thought I was onto something, but no, they kind of just snuck that on me at the last minute. Okay, well, I guess that wasn't what happened. I thought, oh, maybe someone put the body in there at the same time as they went inside, you know? I just want to penalize the defense heavily for this irrelevant rambling. I must learn to ramble more relevantly. Penalty is evidently not heavy enough. Oh, sorry. The penalty is evidently not heavy enough, judging from those Nipponese eyes. So I ask you again. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, I guess he was in there already? But I thought Gina was the first one in. So why wouldn't she have heard him? Clearly, he was in there already from beforehand.
Objection!
Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that clearly in your last sentence? Oh, okay, yeah, it's kind of good. No, that's really not the point. Okay, I guess this is wrong too. Okay, yeah, I guess that's wrong too? So what, there was another entrance? are you even talking about? I mean, there's no entrance besides the two doors. And like you would have heard that regardless if you were inside the fucking if you were inside the storage compartment, you would have heard them coming in on either side. Plus, there's not even a door, or there's not even a doorknob on this end. So how's that even open? I mean, I don't really quite get that, but okay, guess there's another entrance. Not really sure how we're supposed to come to that conclusion. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection.
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. Also, good thing I went back with the extra help because, yeah, apparently that was totally off base with what the right option was. Yeah, I don't see another entrance that you could do without opening a door. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Objection.
Yeah, where? Where's the entrance? I don't see a fucking entrance. But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't a door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about, Ryunosuke? What the fuck are you on about? I don't see a fucking entrance in the door. All right, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. Here's the omnibus on which the incident occurred. What? Did he just like jump into the window? Like what? Did he come into the skylight? I don't think that opens, does it? What is this? Is this like a... Can this open up? Did he slide in from underneath? Bro, I don't even know, man. I'm gonna try this one first. It must have been here. This is how the victim came to be inside the cabin. I guess I didn't... I guess I wasn't right. I don't know, man. Humor me a moment while I consider your answer. You propose that it is possible to enter this omnibus without using the door, despite the windows being fixed. I do, yeah. Well, if you believe such a thing to be possible, pray, do demonstrate. And here's to you remaining inside until the carriage has taken you back to the port for your inevitable departure. I'd like to stay here and try again, if it's all the same to you, sir. I do not know. Like, I don't see, like, a secret underneath entrance. Like, you can climb up. Does this open? Does this open? Is this a secret opening? Okay, I'm gonna assume maybe he was here. Maybe. I don't know. Poopy. I do not... Again, people said like this first game is like pretty easy. Okay, no, we don't need to see this again. I'll just huh. You know, maybe I should have saved at the point where I started here, so that way I could have easily come back. Okay, well, if I can start from this scene anyway with health, with full health, anyways.
Guilty.
Yeah, guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Oh boy, but okay, let's I guess retry from the start of the current scene. How far back will that take me? Oh,
Objection.
this area, right. Okay, well, okay, it's not too far back.
Objection.
Again, sorry about having to go through all this again, but I don't know, man. Where the fuck could he have gone into the cabin? I swear, like, I've been pretty good with the most recent Ace Attorney games. Like, most of the time, I'm able to follow along with their logic and whatnot. But like, man, there's a couple times now where I'm just like, what? I don't know. Did he climb in the window?
Take that.
The ladder? Oh God. Okay, maybe it was a skylight. Maybe he jumped into the skylight and invaded. I don't know. Oh. Okay, I guess that was the answer. There was no indication that it could open, as far as I could tell, or remember. I could be wrong, but I don't know. The answer is obvious. It could only have been the skylight. I say, the skylight. But that doesn't make sense. I don't quite understand what you're getting at, man. Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However, the skylights may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection.
So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory? Your addle-brained legal theory? Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as a noise made by someone falling to the floor. Well, yes, which has already been explained, as the sound of the victim falling from his seat, having been assaulted with a dagger. Well, yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise that the witnesses describe? Huh. So that's where we were supposed to wonder about that. I mean, I just assumed, because that's... I just took it for granted. A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. Good gracious! Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it. Wouldn't there have been broken glass? Like, if he broke the window, wouldn't it be like broken glass and stuff, though? Like, I don't quite understand. You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin? That's simply impossible! How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. Yeah, that's true. They would have been. Yeah, that makes. That's the other part of it too. And yet, not one person made such events of such events, mention of such events in their testimony. And again, if you broke the window, does the window? I don't think the window opens. Does it open up? I thought it was a window. Is it not a window? Let me just double check. Yeah, it's a window. Like, I don't see how you could just wait. Huh. I guess it does have a little hatch on it, doesn't it? Okay, so I guess it can open. But yeah, the passengers would have said something about that, I imagine. Might a humble fella make a weak comment here? Mr. McGilded? To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim's falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. Oh, he did a little JoJo pose again. Yeah, that's when you know he's being honest and cool. 'Tis a case of him being unable to say. Unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. I mean, why didn't... If you... Okay, I guess if you were asleep. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Humph! Oh my! My goodness! Surely not! Those two chaps on the roof? Oh yeah, I guess they wouldn't want... They would... If he was killed by them, then... Huh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well, wait, what struck the knife in the man were... Ah! Oh, old woman noises. Oh, I guess, yeah. I assume they want to defend themselves. Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? What? Bro, what the fuck are you doing? I understand getting mad about what we said, but I'm not sure if clip-clopping around like a fucking horse is an appropriate response to being accused of doing a murder. You rot, he said? You rotter! What are you insinuating? And now he's just back to being normal. This is a flame... No, sorry, he's not that raspy. This is a flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. Okay, now you're back to doing that shit again. Jesus, what the fuck am I looking at? Good lord. I thought you were a milliner, not a horse jockey. He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said. And so will I. Mr. Fairplay. You're effectively accusing me, a saintly gentleman and well-respected banker. And me, a very angry hatter. Yeah. Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's gotta chew on me cane. I'm so damn mad. I protest in the strongest possible terms. Good lord, this is just... It's very silly, is all I gotta say. I mean, come on, I can hear him clip-clopping in the back, on the ground, you know? That's right, I protest too! About you rotten scoundrel! Jeez Louise. Bit of a kangaroo court. Order! 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 This is not the time, witnesses! I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. How the fuck how did they hear what was going on if they were in like another room? This isn't like the fucking modern times where they have like cameras or like recorded footage. Like, how would they have even heard that? But this is beyond reason, my lord. Ah, it's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Van Dykes. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accuse? I mean, accuse? I never intended to. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. In our British Court of Laws, that is what is termed a baseless accusation. I know it was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but it's not like I'm expecting any consequences for my actions. I mean, God. You can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify. Testify. Do 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 do. Now testify. You know, Rage Against the Machine. I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fella. And I'm never gonna get a consistent voice for this dude. That doesn't kind of blend in with some of the other ones, but, you know. We have to see this matter through now, one way or another. If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. Testify. Testify. Damn, are we at like a gospel service now? What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I'm pretty sure we just helped our client look less guilty, so nice, right? Spectators in a public gallery, they're in a complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. How many fucking dings are we gonna get? There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. I'm pretty sure with a keep pushing forward. Okay, well, what do you got to say, Mr. W. Wario Mustache Man? We were the only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us knew the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell ya. We couldn't have possibly have opened it. I just love how he just like fucking transitions seamlessly from doing that animation to just being all scared and shit. If you're so sure the victim fell to the skylight, where's your proof? Good question about that one, pal. I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine. Either witness could have performed any relevant act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right, you see. We're innocent, I tell ya. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you are in collusion with one another. What? Eh? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses shared no common dealings. Ha! But I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Oh shit, this dude's a homie. He's ACAB and Eat the Rich. No wonder people simp for this fella. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial's going in our favor, really. I gotta say that line real quick. So why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. I mean, I don't know, it could they have done it?
Hold it!
So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck. Oh yeah, I guess, dude, all four of them are on the stand together, technically. Absolutely not, Dickens. No question about it, he said. Not at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. Damn, look at him pointing right at the dude, like, yo, look at this dude. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here. Is this true, Mr. McGilded? Dear me, my lord. At the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately. That's an outright lie. Without doubt, you were engaged in. Let me stop you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? Ah. 'Tis all about evidence in the court these days, so it is. You do well to remember that. I saw ya with my own eyes. This is going so well.
Hold it!
Yeah, you would think. Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark. Perhaps too dark to see clearly? Is it some kind of a lark? It is some kind of a joke, he said. Is that what this is? Or perhaps one of the other of you fell asleep briefly. Are you fair dinkum, sir? Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you. I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bitter cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again. That's, extreme. It was extreme, I tell you, and we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies, and I didn't hear you at all. That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. Dude, man, he's just fucking like he's like in perfect position to do like a fucking shoryuken on this motherfucker. Now, 'twas a cold night, so it was. People do be saying things that aren't real in the cold. 'Tis hardly surprising. Seeing things. Okay, this is not a very productive line of questioning. I believe we have reached an impasse here on this particular point. You! Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, then 'tis only fair that you and the other fiend are too. Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. I mean, I guess. This isn't a competition I should like to be involved in, really.
Hold it!
So, you had never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before? Oh, lummy! No! Not once, never! He never met the man before, he said. Never! And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either. Well that's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir. No, I imagine not. You see? How many different ways can I put this? Neither of us has the remotest Neither of us has the remotest connection to the gentlemen who are inside the cabin. I feel like that, yeah, that's a curious point, but I'll come back to that. That's right. This is about motive, and we had none. No motive, And, well, that's not all, is it?
Hold it!
I feel like there's multiple points to tackle here, but I want to press everything before I decide the next step in the plan. Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said. Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see? It's shut fast now, just like it was on that night. So it is. Of course. A fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely right through it still and all. What? Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand. Arg. Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the size of the thing means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we? I was riding on this on another occasion when, well, I broke wind. Loudly. Jesus, dude. TMI. I shocked myself with it, as it happens. Yeah, does that really have anything to, do with our case, pal? Or you just feel like sharing? This, is an unexpected confession, Mr. First. Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see. But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as rogue, I did. Are you expecting me to switch at you? Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried.
That ain't.
Huh, there's 2 points of contention. Huh. I tried and tried, but I was inside that cabin of shame. The skylight doesn't open, you say. So, that proves it. We couldn't have kicked the victim down into the cabin before, I tell you. Neither of us could. Nobody mentioned anything about kicking anyone. Like I said, these details are little nuggets at best. It's a motherlode we should be looking for. If you're so sure the victim fell to the skylight, where's your proof? Proof. That's right. I demand to hear it. We came here to say what we saw, I tell you. Not for this. But you call us both shysters. Brand us as criminals. You call us liars. You call us liars, that's what he means. And accuse us of doing it. As it stands at the moment, there's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves, now is there? I believe we're in much the same position as one another here. Ah. If I don't crack this case soon, he'll crack his teeth. I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way. I couldn't say. I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although, by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGilded either. It's so hard to know what to believe here. I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial. Evidence. No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury. So you're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence? Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, that's pretty fucking obvious. Precisely. Okay, so let's go back to this. I want to revisit this statement.
Well, now. Excuse me.
Yeah, what do you have to say about that, Mr. McGilded? Because I think I know what you're going to say, in fact. Mr. McGilded? Yes, counsel. What can I be doing you for? Did the witness's last statements give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection. Is that right now, I wonder? What are you insinuating now? Ah, Mr. Fairplay. It has been too long, so it has. Eh? If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your payment date, that is. I beg your pardon. You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an uncountable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion. Well now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fella to pass off his crimes on another. Arg. And young Mr. First. Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding about on your head. Is that one of your own creations, is it? Yeah, it is a bit ragged, it is a bit ragged, isn't it? A bit rough around the edges. Oh, well, I'm sort of an apprentice, you understand. I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell ya. They like a distinctive touch. Oh, I bet they do. Customers? Such as, Thrice-Fired Mason. Ah, there was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence before, my lord. Oh, this you mean? I can't help thinking that the poor fellow's hat looks, distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Yeah, it does kind of... Yeah, I could say that. Oh! That's one of my hats. Heh. Aye, that it is. So it would seem that the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer, I'd wager, you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the fellows here haven't had the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case. I mean, you little weasel. Arg. He's better at this than I am. Gosh. Mr. McGilded has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Yeah, he's a pretty clever guy. Oh, please, don't let me little erupt. Sorry. Oh, look at that! I got a trophy. Don't let me little eruption hold up the proceedings. Okay, so now there's this. Yeah, man, it's like McGilded the lawyer here now, because like he's pressing these dudes pretty hard, TBH. Okay, yeah, you farted in the cabin, you weird little man.
Wait, that ain't...
Do you have something to add,
Excuse me.
Gina? Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade! I love that coin animation. It's very satisfying. It opens. The skylight. That is what we're talking about here, right? Huh. That was a nice gun you got there, pal. All them skylights open, that easy. More easily than you can load that weapon? That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, You can't do it from inside, you mug. Oh. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags, and I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out my ears. Mr. Stray, there's much more to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last rogue's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was, I used the skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. What? Yeah, the catch from the skylight is on the top side. That's why you can't open it from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck. Bailiff, climb up onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims. Yeah, that checks out. You can't open it from the outside. Oh, my hat! See? Say. Yeah, what, mate? and all that. Fish and chips, eh? Pip, pip. Order! 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 So, it appears that her state girl's statement is quite true. I don't believe it. The skylight opens, and from the roof deck. Mr. Naruhodo! This could be the clue we've been looking for. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Yes, perhaps indeed. So the skylight was fastened shut before. But now that the catch has been undone, we should be able to open it. Can I look inside a bit closer? You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp. Oh, that's the same statement as before. Wait, maybe we could go inside? Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that right there? What's that all about? What's all this here then? A bloodstain on the fucking top of the skylight? That's a wee bit suspicious, don't you think that? What's it? Yeah, okay, investigate. Click on the button. God. Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. Why someone like me? Don't have an idea about doing a fucking Cesaro takedown off the top rope, fucking through the skylight. Jesus. Ah, what is it? Look! Just here! Look at this! That's... Yeah, you didn't just notice it? You didn't notice that until she pointed it out, Ryunosuke? I thought your powers of observation were without compare. It's blood! Hope it is not thrice-fired Mason's blood. Sorry, I shouldn't be making the same joke multiple times, but... I'm a hack, what can I say? Why would there be a bloodstain there? Surely. It can't be unrelated to the case, can it? Yeah, okay, now we have that updated, so... Now, I can shove that in Bruce Fairplay's dumb face.
Objection.
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug. You can't possibly have the evidence. No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell ya. It's impossible. Irrefutable proof. Irrefutable proof. Here, in this courtroom. Can I see it? No. Counsel, my lord. I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight. What about this shit right here, yo?
Got it!
Got it! By Jupiter! Was that blood? This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. Double pain noises. Order! Order! Order!
Hold it!
Hold it? Oh. Oh, I guess that's his voice clip, huh? But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. And only found its way to that one particular spot in the skylight. Sure, and that would be very convenient. And let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch could only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But there's no way to know for certain, is there? If the kid really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? Yeah, there's that big bloodstain. 'Tis all too plain, if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a fair height there. Right there, so it is. What? No, but it can't be. It's all lies. My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? I believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me now what the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? I won't tolerate any of the guild's characters being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it. Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful part couldn't have done such a thing. On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3. 3. Oh, we're doing backwards from 3, huh? Barack, will you just fucking chill? Like, can you just not, man? You're kind of harshing our vibe, you know? A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, and what would you be referring there? What would you be referring to there now, Mr. Lord Van Dykes? A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. What do you mean it never existed? It's right there. What are you talking about? It's there for all to see, and it's clearly blood. I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officer involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began. But, are you suggesting, Lord Van Dykes, that the stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session. What? What the fuck? Okay, I mean, you did say the evidence was already tampered with before, so... What a palaver! I must say, I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Dykes. But I'm Magnus McGilded. McGilded, a fella known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you, adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. Tut, Lord Van Dykes. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel? No. I think it's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But, if you will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Is that right now, counsel? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I was curious about that. It's true. The omnibus hasn't been in full view the entire time that court has been in session. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think, well, I think we're gonna have to answer that question the next time, because, well, this recording's getting a little bit long, and yeah, this is as good a place as any to stop for right now. Boy, once this case really got going, it's just been going on like a pretty hard ever since. Like, tampered evidence and stuff in the middle of a courtroom? I don't know, man. It's pretty wild, but I think we will hopefully get to the bottom of things, at least a little bit, by the next time. But until then,